I gotta make this quick because I only have 8 minutes on my memory card. I need to get a bigger memory card. Anyways, sorry, that's the wind blowing my sign. I want to talk about sleep training, sleep teaching. I know it's kind of controversial. Whatever you do, whatever you decide to do as a parent, you're doing the best you can and doing the best decisions that are right for you and your family. This was just right for me. May not be right for you. I personally think it worked. I watched videos, read articles. I think it works. Some people say it's torture, whatever. I don't think it is. And I wasn't really torturing her. So, anyways. But in it, I kind of did this. A little backstory with him. I don't know if I might have done a video about it, but he started sleeping in the night at 8 weeks. And like, he would sleep from 11 or 12 to 6 and then nurse and then go back to bed till like 9. He would take forever to fall asleep. He would just be so fussy. I would have him in the swing. I'd be in the living room, and literally it was like very close because we were in a small apartment in Japan, and he would just cry and cry and cry. I would start nursing him and stuff at like 8, and then I would get again at 10, and then again at 12, and then he'd finally fall asleep. It was crazy. So what I did with him is I went to the States for Thanksgiving, and my mom was like, you need to work on him. So I laid him in his crib. The first night, I went there every 5 minutes and gave him his passy and was like, shh, it's okay. And I started out with a bath and stories and nursing, and then he lay down. And the second night, I went in there every 10 minutes. Third night, it was like every 15 minutes. And then the fourth night, it was like every 20, and I barely had to go in there. And he's been okay ever since. And he would cry a little bit, like I said, but I would never let him cry that long. And then if it was more than like an hour, or like 2 hours basically, since he last ate, I would nurse him again. But that was that didn't really even happen. So, with that in mind, she was very easy to lay down. She would go right to sleep basically. She would really nurse to sleep, but she would go to sleep. And I did the same thing. I did bath, we do stories, and we do nursing, and then she lay down. So she's been pretty easy about that, but it was staying asleep. She would wake up, I would nurse her. She'd wake up sometimes at 2, sometimes at 12, sometimes at 1, sometimes at 3, sometimes at 4, sometimes at 5. Sometimes she would sleep through the night. So there was a couple nights where she would sleep through the night, and I was like, okay. And then she'd go back waking up, and I was like, okay. And you could tell that she was very tired. She'd be rubbing her eyes. She wouldn't really be awake. She'd just be kind of really upset and didn't know what to do about it. So, and sometimes I nursed her to sleep. She didn't really want to eat, or she wouldn't really go back to sleep. She'd be like awake, and then when I laid her back down, then she would go back to sleep. So I was like, I'm going to start sleep teaching because I just had it. Ben was deployed. I was just exhausted. I was in this weird rut. I was just tired all the time. I'd stay up late, or right when I go to bed, per se, like at 11, she'd wake up like at 12, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, like I just couldn't. So in the mornings, I'd just be exhausted, and I couldn't do it anymore. Oh gosh, I only have 4 minutes left. Anyways, so I decided to sleep teach her on the night of the 27th of August, and I wrote it all down. So the first night, she was asleep by 8, and I read, like, they want you at least 11 hours, to say from like 8 to 7 is the ideal time. She's up at 2 to 2:55. I went on every 20 minutes, check her. I forgot about that 5-minute rule. You like increase it each night. I was like, oh, I'll just go on every 20 minutes. Like, I was just not thinking because I was really tired. And then she stopped crying. I was like, oh, okay, it's fine. Then at 3:07, she woke up again. At 3:47, every 20 minutes, I checked her. Gave her the passy. I was like, shh, it's okay. They tell you not to make eye contact, which I kind of agree with, but sometimes it was hard. She was like looking up right at me, and I couldn't like look for the passy. So then I started keeping an extra passy on her changing table, so I could just go in there, go boop, and then leave. And she was up at 7:10 a.m. That was a really rough night, but then that's when I started working out, and I was like, I'm going to start getting into a better routine because I was just tired of slacking. Anyways, that following night, she slept from 8 to 7:10 the whole night. I was like, wow, it's a miracle, but I knew it wasn't going to last long. And then the second night, bed at 8, and she actually cried to sleep then. But then she was up at 12 to 12:45, touched on her every 15 minutes, and then she was up at 5:41, cried once, then up again at 6:40, nursed back to bed, and then she was up at 7:20. And then this next night, she was up at 5:40, 5:40. But I guess she went back to bed and then she woke up at 8 that morning. Then on Thursday, I guess she didn't have any good naps, so that kind of helped. She was up from 12 o'clock to 1:30, and I think that's the night I cried uncontrollably. I couldn't, I just remember I lost. I was like, this is not working. There's no hope. I'm done. It's over. And then she was up at 6:40, but I think I went to go get her at 7:10. So I was really trying to keep to that 7 o'clock, 7:10 routine. And then she napped great on Friday, and she was up at 2:30, just went right back to bed. And then she was up at 6:40 for the morning. And then I kind of stopped calculating it from there. And that's basically though when she really stopped. Really was when it took sleeping through the night. So what day is that? Friday night was the last time she woke up in the middle of the night. So I started her August 27th and by September 1st that night, so September 2nd, she was done. So it was kind of easy, kind of not. Like I said, I went to go check on her. I just never picked her up because they say don't pick her up. I was going to try to sleep with her in my bed and see if that helped, but even then she would just kind of wake up. And ever since then, she's been a great sleeper. She usually gets up. She goes to bed so easy, like 7:45, and then she gets up like at 6 some nights and then some mornings, but I usually just put the passy back in her mouth, and then she's like up by 7 usually. So 7:30 is sleeping in for us, which is crazy for me to say. So I thought that was easy. Like I said, it was hard in the beginning because I was just like, I was so frustrated and so tired, but now I'm so happy because she sleeps through the night. She's happy, she's healthy, I'm happy. I'm a better mom because of it, so I'm really happy that we did it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'll talk to y'all soon.